Alright. That was not a bad nap. Let's now head out. By the way, in case you're curious, because you guys may have noticed down here, I am actually trying out a new mouse and keyboard. I have finally got one of those mice that has multiple buttons on it. And so because of that, I am now having to try and do the whole thing of, you know, getting a better feel for it. Like, do you guys know what, how it is when you go from a new keyboard and mouse to try, and they feel different? So you're having to try and spend time getting used to how different it feels. Plus, you're having to now also do the thing where you retrain your muscle memory.
Far away. I need a target.
Apparently, he's not part of that quest. Okay, I'm going too far away from the quest area. It's a work in progress, so if you see some keys on here and you're going, why do you have that there? Well, that's because I was trying to figure it out earlier on some other characters, trying to be like, okay, I want to do this.
I need to target something first.
I was looking up some, pages and guides of people giving recommendations and such about, what keys you can go ahead and rebind that don't really serve a very important purpose. It's going to be a learning process is my basic point for me. It was even saying, hey, get rid of the, rebind your movement keys, like Q, E, W, all those. Just redo those to, for abilities on your bar and only move with the mouse. Like I can do this and hold the middle mouse button to move. I can hold down both mouse buttons here. It's not something you can just get used to overnight. Like, I know some people I asked, like in my guild, and they were like, one guy was like, oh yeah, it took me like over a week to get used to it, I imagine I'm going to have to spend some time practicing, which is partly why I decided, let's go ahead and continue this series, so I can kind of like try and get used to this, doing, at more lower level gameplay, as opposed to, hey, let's try out a Mythic Plus with this brand new stuff that I haven't gotten used to yet. That would probably not be a good idea if I went into like a plus 10 or a plus 12, trying to learn all, different key bindings or get used to new key bindings, plus still get used to the feel of a new keyboard and a new mouse. So I even have a new headset I'm trying out, and it already feels different, even for recording purposes. I haven't tried out the chat microphone that it has yet. I'll do that later with my buddies when they're on. Which reminds me, let them know, I am busy. I am busy recording. And I have to get this headset more used to the size of my ears and my head.
Will you be feeling well?
You bring the jujus, I show you my mojo. Yeah, man, that's the stuff. Now get the other jujus. Next, we're gonna get some poison from the scorpions that be running around here. But don't worry, Bombay is not gonna let you get hurt. Bombay's got a big totem that you're gonna stick in the ground when the scorpion strikes. The totem gonna suck up all the poison and you gonna walk away still breathing. Sound good? Yeah, I suppose. As long as it works.
Someone call for the doctor?
Well, we've stymied their efforts for now, but they're still here. We have to press on. Northwatch is a highly defended stronghold southwest of here, across the harbor. It's a strategic located stronghold that the Horde still struggles to overtake. We don't need the humans setting up another Northwatch here in Durotar. Sweep through the valley to the west and slay these humans. Let them know the power and the fury of Senjin.
Just remember,
Level 10.
regenerates.
So, like I said, we're going to stick with arms. Mortal Strike! We're going to stick with arms for now. If for some reason it gets a little too hairy, I can always switch to Prot. Or Fury! Hello.
Who you be?
These humans in the west, they don't want to... They don't just want to camp out in Durotar, man. They got bigger plans, and those plans involve taking our home and leaving our skulls on pikes. Well, I'm not having it. Nope, not la. I've got family here in Senjin, and I'll be damned if I let one of those brutes put my Taltasi's head on a stick. They've got their plans written down in there, man. Big scrolls, real important looking. We gonna burn those scrolls before they burn us.
Stay away from the voodoo.
That's... not entirely sure how true that is. But I suppose we shall find out. Boy, what I'm really gonna have to get used to is instead of pressing these on the keyboard, pressing them on my mouse. Because I have a mouse that has all those. The mouse here. So rather than clicking up there, I could just click it on my mouse with my thumb. Not sure if that's the best way to do it, but like I said, learning process. I still have my other mouse and keyboard if I want to switch back. It's going to be taking some getting used to, man. Yep, other players have been going through here. Like, you were just kind of standing there taking it. I was like, are you doing anything? Alright, so now we're going back into this area. Alliance scum! How dare you come to Durotar?
I need to target something first.
I execute you in the name of the Horde.
I'm not afraid.
Oh gosh, I'm starting to sound like one of Garrosh's flunkies. Or cronies, or whatever term you want to use. You know. Alliance blood was spilled on this day. This pleases me, General. It's funny how this little detail has been changed compared to how this quest was in Classic. Because in Classic, I believe it was a bunch of centaurs, if I recall correctly. But here in Cataclysm, it was Northwatch, Alliance humans, because the Alliance and Horde were now at war during this time period.
It's too far.
Mortal Strike! My biggest problem with arms is that at times it feels like I get very resource starved. But that's also been a problem of mine with Warrior in general, where I have to build up my resource to use some of my other abilities. Now, with Fury, it doesn't really feel like that much of an issue because you're attacking much faster. But with Arms and Prot, it just feels like it takes a while to get your rage built up before you can actually be able to use some of your really fun abilities. I mean, I get the idea behind that, but it's just not a playstyle I really enjoy all that much compared to other classes where you don't have to really build it up that much. Now, sometimes, you know, like, it works in that regard. You know, like, you know, Death Knights have to build up runic power. Paladins have to build up holy power. Alright, hopefully the Scorpids have respawned. I couldn't do this quest a moment ago because they were all dead because of all these players out here. And people say this game is dead, that nobody plays this game, and yet here I am having to wait for Scorpids to respawn so I can actually do the quest. Place it down now. I already did. And it's just kind of one of those general, you know, don't interfere with a player trying to do that. There we go.
It's not ready yet.
Totem is down. More strike. Totem. Hey, I did it on my mouse. I know that what I'm doing has nothing to do with this, but I just anticipated it was gonna feel different in terms of how I was playing from previous videos. And I just wanted to let you guys know that that's why. I do kind of wish that the buttons on the mouse were not just, you know, entirely just the numbers 1 through 9. But, you know, if that's the case, you know, you can still kind of, I guess that's why you can still kind of make it work that way. Drop the totem. Alright. every time I hear that music that plays right now, that played just now, I always think of Zulaman. But I guess it's just troll music in general.
Talk to me.
Good work, hero. You done good for Senjin today. No, you done good for all of Durota.
We'll be seeing ya.
It also feels like the headphones sound differently. Like, based on how the sound's coming out. So, hopefully this also cuts out the issues of the sound in the headphones leaking into the microphone. Like it used to. You guys probably did notice that. And I was trying to avoid that at times. So, hopefully that actually fixes this issue. This is it. The scope and juju Bombay's been waiting for. Oh, now we gonna fix you right up, warrior. You come back to Bombay when you be needing a pickup. Bombay got the spells to fix ya. Take note, he's a witch doctor in training. So he's not a full-on witch doctor. He's like an apprentice. He's like, oh, I'm gonna try this out. Could you have maybe your mentor or master try that out instead?
I've been training dark spear trolls.
Oh, battle well fought, warrior. But I still have my doubts about our effectiveness. These humans don't seem to be going anywhere. You, however, have done more than you could reasonably be asked of any loyal member of the Horde. Thank you. Ding again. Already level 12. My goodness, this XP boost. We gotta pass the word on Teresa Hill. These humans may be defeated today, but tomorrow they'll come again. And when they do, we'll need help from the orcs. Speak with... How is that pronounced? Hash? Gahash? I don't know if the J or the H is silent there. I'm just gonna say... I don't know. Gahash? Jahash? Maybe just Hash. Just to make it, easier. Speak with Hash outside the gates of Senjin. He'll give you a ride to Razor Hill. His wolves know the path well.
Good luck.
Now that's kind of cool. You just kind of get a ride here from the wolves. Hey, Hash. Where you be, man? He's supposed to be outside Senjin. Ah, there he is.
Need something?
Need something? Can I catch a ride to Razor Hill? Sure.
What's that smell? Oh, bad dog!
Oh! Okay, that was kind of funny. He was like, hold on, I gotta take a moment. Ah, much better. Not too fond of these older wolf models. I much rather prefer the more recent, newer models that they have for wolf mounts. Like Garn Nighthowl from Warlords. I like that wolf model. Not my most favorite wolf mount. I do like the Frostwolf Snarler that I got. There's Garn Nighthowl. Once we get to level 20, which I'm sure we will with this boost by the time before we're done here, I can go ahead and show them off to you guys. Alright, so now we have to speak to Garthok, who's up here, overseeing Razor Hill.
Loktar!
That troll wants us to send help? Bah! He can forget it! I've got my own human problems to worry about, and even those are the least of my worries right now. Senjin Village is right next to Echo Isles and the Valley of Trials. Old Gadrin should find plenty of young bloods to help him with his human infestation.
No doubt referring to all the new Ore Control players.
Tirasgard Keep lies to the southeast of here.
I was like, what did I... Oh, I'm now honored with Orgrimmar. Huh.
southeast of here, on Durotar's eastern shore. You probably passed it on your trip from Senjin Village. This castle has been a thorn in my side for too long. Humans from Kultiris lived in the castle for years, thwarting my every attempt to crush them. When the cataclysm hit us, the shore was wiped out, along with the castle and all the humans. However, these upstarts from Northwatch have moved on in to take their place. Arrgh!
Strength.
Alright. So we've basically finished our questing back in Senjin. So now we can start picking up the quests that are here in Razor Hill.
Zug zug.
I've been sent to investigate the presence of more Burning Blade agents here in Durotar. To the northeast, you'll find a cave where the organization trains their new recruits. I'm interested in what exactly they are teaching these neophytes. I only tell you this because you seem to be looking for work. If you're interested in a little coin, sack the cave and return with their spell scrolls. The cave is somewhat hidden. Exit Razor Hill from the east, and then follow the canyon's eastern ridge.
Victory.
It's a goblin.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey there, handsome. I've had my eye on those big, beefy biceps ever since you stepped them down. Lady, I'm flattered, but I'm not interested. Listen, I've got something for you to do. I hear that Garthok's got you headed over to Tirasgard. While you're there, think you could find some abandoned Kultiris knickknacks? Thanks, sweetie.
Glad I could help.
Okay, that's a interesting request, but I suppose I can try. Let's see, is there anybody else here that has something for me? You'll notice this is also one of the first main hubs that you'll come to here in Durotar. There's a lot of trainers here, a lot of different kind of merchants. There's people here for you to teach you professions if you want to get a head start on certain professions, like blacksmithing or tailoring, which of course is very popular when it comes to linen cloth. If there's one thing I will never forget from my experience of WoW Classic, is when learning tailoring and collecting tons of linen cloth and finding people that would learn and level tailoring just to make bags. And then people would be... You would actually go seek out people that would be willing to make bags. People would say, hey, I'm willing to either sell or give away. You know, like some people would want to sell bags. Some people would be willing to just, give away bags and would say, hey, I have this bags for this many slots. If anybody wants to have a shot at winning them, meet me over at such and such. Like, I remember coming here on one of my characters. I think it may have been my orc shaman that I was just kind of messing with. And there was someone here who was willing to give away some high slot bags, basically on rolls. Just because. Like, he didn't want to, sell them. He just wanted to give them away. But he wanted to do it like in terms of a raffle. So I came here and tried my luck, and I actually won a bag doing that. And there was so many different varieties of that kind of thing about bags, because what I learned very quickly is because your bags can fill up extremely fast, getting as many bags, but also as many high slot bags as you could, was extremely important. And so it was a big deal. Like, if you were out collecting tons and tons of linen cloth, like, you could, and this is something I learned that I could do. You would go to a city like Orgrimmar and go to trade chat and say, is there anybody who would be willing to make me bags? I have tons of linen cloth. And someone, who had been leveling tailoring, because when they make those bags, they level up their tailoring profession. And someone would say, oh yeah, I'll do it. Where are you? And I'm like, I'm in Orgrimmar. And they're like, oh, I am too. And so then we would, get in a party. We'd meet up. I'd trade them the cloth. They would make the bags and then trade them back. And it was like, thank you. And then we parted ways. It was just a fun little experience, and that was something I did really like about that aspect of WoW Classic. And if that's the stuff that when people talk about the community aspect of vanilla WoW, that's the aspect of it that I actually really like and do enjoy and understand why people care about it so much. That that whole experience.
Loktar!
It's some of the other things, that I can... Well, anyways. I'll just go ahead and drop it now.
I have some choice cuts of meat that I want to send to a friend. Her name is Grishka, the innkeeper in Orgrimmar. Will you deliver the meat for me? The fastest way to Orgrimmar is on a Wind Rider. Take the meats to the Razor Hill Wind Rider Master, Burok, and then speak with him about transport to Orgrimmar.
Go for
Sure.
to victory.
One of the butchers. I believe this guy gives us the quest to head on over to the Barrens.
Magraw.
Conscript of the Horde.
You look pretty strong. Listen, my good friend Kargal needs some new recruits for Baron's duty. I know that you want to do what's right for the Horde. Well, this is your chance. Take this recruitment letter to Kargal and see if he'll sign it.
Strength.
So yeah, we're not going to be doing the Barrens in this series. The Barrens is not necessarily part of the starter zones. It's basically like one of the next areas that you can go to, whether you are an orc, a troll, or a tauren. And that will be the next starter zone that we take a look at, Mulgore, when we go on our tauren. So, and I've actually made a change to our tauren character that we will be playing. When I was looking over the upcoming characters, I was like, yeah, I think I need to make a change here. And so I did. And I had my reasons, and I'll explain that when we get to our tauren character. But
What can I help?
to me, it's still going to work.
You need to get somewhere fast? Well, then you're talking to the right orc. You have to get this meat to Orgrimmar? Well, that's no problem. For a small fee, my Wind Rider can take you there. For just a few coins, I will have a Wind Rider bring you to Orgrimmar. When you get there, you can take Grimtax meats to Grishka. Her end is in the Valley of Strength. Speak with me again when you are ready for the journey.
For the Horde.
To Orgrimmar, please.
May your blades never dull.
Those sounds you hear are me adjusting the volume on my headset with the little handy, the thing that's part of the cable on your headset that can let you adjust the volume in your headset on the fly, while also like either affecting the microphone on your mic or on your headset or whatever. Yeah, I'm basically turning it up or down based on needs, as well as sometimes when I have to talk because I can hear myself in the headset. So at times when I read the text, I basically I used to be able to mute, but that was on my old headset. This new one doesn't have a mute button, so I basically have to turn the volume all the way down, and then turn it back up when I need to hear something from the game. I know. Oh gosh, trade chat. I forgot to leave the channels. Oops. Alright, there we go. Yeah. Trade chat can get very... Yeah. Well. Welcome to Orgrimmar! A city that, I know pretty well. Ah, the music of Orgrimmar.
Take me to the innkeeper, peon. Yes, sir.
Looks so dapper with his top hat. Anytime I see a top hat, I'm always gonna think of Total Biscuit. May he rest in peace.
What can I help you with?
Something smells good. You don't have raw meat on you, do you? Oh, wonderful. Oh, those are fine cuts. These are from Grimtack, are they? Oh, that orc sure knows his way into a lady's heart. Oh, I can't wait to cook it. But not too much. Meat is best served rare, don't you think? I personally prefer medium well, but hey, to each his own. Or her own, in your case. I've written a letter of thanks to Grimtack. Will you deliver it for me? If you've already been to Razor Hill and spoken with their Windrider Master, then you can just fly a Windrider back there. Take my letter to Doras and the Windrider Master of Orgrimmar and speak with him about transport to Razor Hill.
Dabu!
Let's see what this letter says. Dear Grimtack, the steaks that you sent me are fine. Well marbled, thickly sliced, and packed in boar fat. They're just how I like them. When I eat them later, I will think of you as I gnaw on the last bits of bone and gristle. I will close my eyes and see your strong, scarred hands chopping and cutting. Ah, that reminds me of when you had your accident and lost a finger. Oh, Grimtack, thinking of that day makes me giggle like a little girl. You're so cute when you're bleeding. Grishka. I'm pretty sure those two have a history of a relationship. Either that, or they have just been flirting and have never really, had a actual relationship. But who knows? There's a bit of a history between those two, clearly. Ooh, got the elevator. Now, I know what some people are thinking when they saw that. They're like, oh, look at how few players are here. Keep in mind that, multiple servers, they don't show players on every single server. That's not how that works. Not anymore, anyway. And I chose to do the series on a lower populated server. So, to try and avoid any issues with other players interfering with the whole process, but...
What do you need?
You have to get this to Razor Hill and Dorotar? Yes, I can get you there. My Windriders are trained to fly to many different places, as long as you have already been to that place and spoken with the Windrider Master there. You have been to Razor Hill and spoken to their Windrider Master, Burok, so now you can fly directly to him from there. Once you're at Razor Hill, you can deliver Grishka's letter to Grimtack. Speak with me when you're ready to go.
For the Horde!
I like how it's a very straightforward tutorial to new players about how fast travel works in this game. Now, some would probably say, the Wind Riders aren't, full-on fast travel. Maybe so, but to me, it still counts as a form of fast travel. Like, there's numerous different ways you can try and implement fast travel in your game, and this is just one way. I'll tell you guys, I have flown. Look at that. You know what? Oh gosh, this was something they added in Legion. What's it called? Being able to see something really, really far away from where you are that usually you wouldn't have been able to. There's, oh gosh, what's that called? Depth perception or something like that, or like vision. Not radius, but like, you guys know what I'm talking about. Like, before Legion, from here, I don't think you would have been able to actually see Hyjal. But since Legion, they added it, they improved, like, how far you could be able to see stuff. In fact, when the end of Legion happened, you could actually see the sword from here. Like, that's how far. And apparently on private servers, they do away with the fog. So I've heard someone that say that they could be able to see Uldum up from Hyjal. I want that to just be the case in the game all the time. Like, just being able to, like, I can look over there and I could see Blackrock Mountain. I know that sounds crazy, but You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that would just be extra mind-blowing for players. Like, oh my gosh, that's amazing! The more visually impressive you can make this game, the better, just in my opinion. I mean, it's already, like, gorgeous looking, but you can always make improvements.
Thrall, hull.
Did Grishka like the meat that I sent her? Ha! I guess she liked it. Nothing brings red to a lady's cheeks like a big, juicy steak. Thank you, Papaneeks. You've done me a great service. Here is some money for your trouble, and don't be surprised if I invite you to my wedding.
Dabu.
Aha! I guess that means he's intending to, maybe I wouldn't be surprised if that is the orc's way of, proposing. I would not be surprised if what I did there just now was help him propose to Grishka. I wouldn't be surprised at all if that's what just happened. Okay, so we have to go clear out Tiragard Keep of these filthy humans, and apparently go deal with the Burning Blade in the ravine when we return. Stay tuned.